very few roller coasters in the world that I think have a legitimate shot of dethroning Steel Vengeance. And I am at Holiday World for the very first time. And one of those is going to be the Voyage. One of the most insane and amazing looking wooden coasters. The only one that could maybe rival it is El Toro over at Six Flags Great Adventure, which I haven't been on it either. But there's a lot of amazing things here. We just entered the park right before opening, and first things first, you gotta head to the Voyage to see what that's like. There she is. Oh man, I'm so excited to ride this thing. I've been wanting to ride this for well over a decade, probably close to 2. All right, we just both got off the Voyage, did front row for our first ever ride. I'll get in more depth of my thoughts in a second, but Erin, what'd you think of it?
That was incredible. For about half the ride, I forgot it was even a wooden roller coaster because it was that smooth.
Yes.
Definitely focused more on like the air time rather than like jerking back and forth, which I appreciated. It was long. Every time I thought we were wrapping up, it just kept going. And I thought it was really well done. That was an incredible ride. I was kind of flying out of my seat. Loved it.
Do you think that's easily your favorite wooden coaster?
Favorite wooden, 100%, yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
All right, so I got off my first ride on the Voyage, and it is my #1 bucket list coaster in the world. Did it live up to the hype? Yeah, it really did. It was pretty amazing. It's, at least based on my first ride, I wouldn't say it dethroned Steel Vengeance. We'll see as I get more rides in. I definitely got to get like a back row ride and everything. But it was just so smooth for a wooden coaster. It was packed with airtime. You're just flying out of your seat, crossing back and forth all the time. It was just insane how good of a ride that was. It definitely lived up the hype. I am excited to get more rides on it as we go through. But first, we're gonna go over to their newest coaster, Good Gravy, for their family coaster, which is really well themed. Just got off a Good Gravy, and I gotta say that is probably the most fun theming of a roller coaster that is so mild. I mean, it's fun. It's just like Snoopy's. It's a good family junior boomerang. I have to say there is so cool theming for such a mild ride, but it's really, really fun. I love how well everything is integrated. The queue is a lot of fun. I honestly would say the queue is more fun than the roller coaster itself. But it's such a good little roller coaster for those who have such a low height requirement. At 38 inches, Sam's almost there, but he can't quite hit it. All right, Erin, you just got off Good Gravy, which is a fun little small Vekoma family boomerang. We've now ridden 3 of these with Reich at Phantasialand and now at why am I blanking on the name?
Kings Island.
Yeah, well, yes.
Snoopy.
Yeah, Snoopy Soapbox
Good
Racer.
Gravy.
Yep. So, what did you think of this one?
It was a solid coaster. Very smooth, just like all of them have been. I do think the queue was a little bit better than the ride. The queue was very well themed, very fun, very engaging and interactive. And I think they did a really good job on that, but the ride itself was very well done too.
Yeah, so smooth. All right, so up next is Thunderbird. This is gonna be the second wing coaster I've ever done, with the only other one being Gatekeeper at Cedar Point. So, but this one's got a launch, which is really unique. Almost no B&Ms really have a launch, so this is gonna be a really unique experience right here. Let's go see how it is. Just got done with a ride on Thunderbird, and This is only the second wing coaster I've ridden, as I mentioned before, and it's pretty amazing. I was hoping it'd be a little whippier through things, but that launch is awesome. It has a lot of punch to it. I was not expecting it to have that much punch, but I definitely want to get more rides on there. Got a front row ride. It was pretty great. So we just got off of Thunderbird. Aaron, what did you think of it?
I thought it was, in some parts, more intense than the similar coaster Gatekeeper. I enjoyed it. It was very nice. I liked going through kind of the woods. I think Gatekeeper has a little bit of a better view.
Yes.
Being in, Cedar Point overlooking the park. But this one was pretty good too. I enjoyed the theming of it. I liked the theming mid-ride too, where there's like
going
a
through
barn.
the barns. Yeah, that was cool.
And the barn had a handprint too.
Yeah.
As if you were holding your hands up and smacked right through the wood. So I thought that was a nice little touch there. It was overall very good.
What'd you think of the launch?
I was not expecting it. I actually forgot that this one had a launch. So I was expecting something very similar to Gatekeeper, and it definitely took me off guard.
All right. We're going to be heading to the other side of the park. Maybe we'll hit up the Voyage as we walk by it, depending on how the line is. But we still got to get on the Raven and the Legend. Just got finished with the Legend, and I didn't know a ton about that other than I know that it had a ton of laterals on it. I gotta say it was pretty smooth on it and had good pops of airtime, and the laterals were pretty intense. What did you think of it, Aaron?
So I did back row, not by choice. It's just kind of the way the rider switch works. And I think looking back, I probably should have asked for a different row. That was definitely a more traditional feel to a wooden roller coaster. But it was fun. It got some good speed. There was a good spiral in the middle of the ride that had some real good speed. It
hauled. I was really impressed with that. That's really one of my favorite wooden coasters. It's amazing how well they keep these things in here and at Holiday World. I just got done in the Raven, and I've always heard that this is a really great roller coaster. I think it definitely lives up to the hype. It has amazing airtime. It blasts through the woods at the end, goes over a lake. It has great laterals. This park is just filled with amazing roller coasters. There's not a ton of them. There's only 5 major coasters here, but they're all phenomenal. I don't know. Holiday World's really one of the best parks I've been to. It's very unique. I love pretty much everything about it. I definitely think that they have some of the best wooden roller coasters in the world here, especially the Voyage. That is the best. I can't wait to get another ride on it. Gonna definitely try to get a back row ride after this. All right, Aaron, you just got done doing the Raven. What'd you think of it?
I think that might be a one and done for me.
What,
that
really?
Hurt. That was painful.
No, it was so good.
It was painful. It was fun, and then it was painful. It like jerked me like a pretzel, like up and down at the same time. I was not a fan.
I fully disagree. It had great airtime on there, but I guess I can handle rougher coasters, even though I don't think it's that rough.
It is though.
No. All right, we're gonna head over to the Voyage next. Just got a back row ride on the Voyage, and that solidifies it. That thing is easily a top 5 coaster. I'm still deciding where exactly it is. Figure that out later, but this thing's incredible. It has a bunch of floater, ejector. It's definitely aggressive in the back. I don't think I can necessarily marathon it if you're doing the back row exclusively, because it's not necessarily it's rough, but it does have moments of aggressiveness. This thing is worth the 3-hour drive down here alone. I'd do it all over again. I can't wait to get multiple rides on this thing. Holiday World, your wooden coasters are amazing. In general, your coasters are amazing. This park is awesome. Something that's also really unique about this park is while you get price gouged in a lot of places for getting something as simple as a soda, here, it's free. Like literally they have these stands all over the park where you can just go up, grab what you want, and there you go. It's literally one of a kind. I don't think I've ever heard anywhere where you can do that. Just got a couple more rides on the Legend and the Raven, and I definitely have to solidify that I think the Legend is the better between those two. Of course, the Voyage is the king of all of them here, but that's not that fair, to be honest. But the Legend really hauls. Those laterals are incredible. Don't get me wrong, the Raven's really good too. Great airtime, especially in the back. A little rough, but you know what? It's amazing. All right, so that's gonna call it a day after I've gotten 6 rides on the Voyage, most in the back row, which is a lot to ask for your body, but it's totally worth it. It's insanely incredible. What do you think of this park overall though, Erin?
This is pretty cool. I was saying earlier, it's like somebody took every tacky holiday decoration and color and put them all in the same place, and somehow it makes it less tacky. You do kind of feel like Christmas threw up as you're walking through, and 4th of July is the most American thing you could think of, but it all somehow works when it's here.
Yeah, I really like the theming of this park a lot. They really lean into it heavily with a lot of puns.
Oh yes.
But it's
we had lunch at the Plymouth Rock Cafe,
yeah.
And the bar connected is Plymouth on the Rocks, which was really clever.
Very clever. I love it. I don't know. This park is great. I wish it was a little closer than 3 hours from our house, because otherwise we'd probably have season passes and come here a couple times a year. But as it is, I loved it. I definitely hope we come back maybe once a year or so, and everything. I'd love to come for Hollywood Nights, but I don't know. But the roller coasters they have here, the way I describe it, it's quality over quantity, because they only have 5 major rides really, or major roller coasters, but everyone's really, really good. Even Good Gravy with its theming in the queue is just, I almost expect that at Disney or a Universal park, not this just random park in the middle of Indiana. Well, southern end of Indiana. But anyways, that's kind of a wrap, and we're gonna head out and got a long ride back home. We're gonna be going to Hershey Park and Knoebels in a couple weeks, and I'm really stoked to go to Hershey Park for the first time, and I haven't been to Knoebels in like 20 years. So anyways, keep an eye out for those vlogs.